Right. This will probably be the last chunk of recording I do for today. I want to get to the dungeon. I want to see what the next dungeon is. So, depending on how long that takes, I've just been and got Dark Knight up to 93. So, we're currently sat at Dark Knight just into 93, so I can benefit from all the 93 quests. We'll probably take Reaper into the dungeon, as and when that happens. Let's find out. History's Keepers. It's possible that this is just where we're going straight away. Urqopacha has her sights set on the Urqopacha village. The road beckons, friends. Let's be on our way to the Urqopacha. It's back to where the path through the mountains begins. You remember the spot where you were tricked into walking off with Wakisa? Just gonna rub my face in it like that, eh? I wonder if he's raising my hackles on purpose, though. You know, trying to keep my anger directed at him instead of myself. Either way, we can't be standing around here all day. We have a lot of lost time to make up for. That we do. I'm not going to get distracted by the Fates. Fates I will do in my own time. This is your time, and your time is valuable. So why you're watching me is... I'm occasionally funny and entertaining, and sometimes even... insightful? The Reen Triller. I think arguably the thing that I appreciate the most is the fact that the shadows aren't horrendous in the distance, flickering in and out, because that was something that really, really bugged me. You know, the shadows are so much better. They're not perfect. There's still kind of the flickery issues on the geometry, but they're better. I couldn't leave without letting Red Rock know what happened, so I stopped another shot to say a few words before moving on. And now Aaronville's nowhere to be seen. Couldn't he wait a few more moments? So much for giving him the benefit of the doubt. Come on, let's catch up. I want to give that smug gleaner a piece of my mind. I would Urqopacha would agonise over the loss of the keystone, but it seems I had nothing to be concerned about. Onwards and upwards then. A new zone beckoneth. Well, the top half of another zone, realistically. Let's go in the one with the fewest people. Urqopacha. No flying here. Boo. We have to be quite high up by now, which makes me wonder how much higher the summit of Zormor must be. It's like really high. You can see it in the background somewhere. Not from here, you can't. I've never climbed so high before. I'll tell Aaronville off once I catch my breath. Seems those buildings up ahead are the villages we're headed for. Or the village we're headed for. The Urqopacha have a deep connection to the legend of the Golden City. This visit will allow us to ask them about it directly. As I'm sure you've noticed, the air grows thin at this elevation. Take it slow until your body adjusts. Deep breaths, drink plenty of water. A few more steps and we'll be in Waller's Echo. I do like Aaronville as kind of the voice of experience, the guide. You know, it makes sense. Let me see. Oh, there it is. So dark as to be almost hidden. Oh, I didn't actually grab the alpaca keep whilst I was here. I have it now. I have attuned to the ether, right, haven't I? Yes. You have a motorbike with Alpha in it and a really big helmet. That silly. If I'm honest, Urqopacha. I think I'm getting used to the air up here. So, this is the place from the Lay of Proof where Papa met with the Urqopacha. Who all look identical. And that must be them. I don't think I've ever actually seen one outside of a picture. So it is for most Tirali. The giants rarely visit the lowlands. Here in their mountain fastness, they tend to the solemn duty they pledged to undertake in their pact with the Dawn Servant. To watch over the Tural Vidral, Valagamanda, maintain its prison within their temple. Ah yes, Worqopacha told us about the Tural Vidral, creatures that live for far longer than normal and awaken to strange powers. Yeah, like the auspices. Which I did do. Indeed. Yet even amongst those anomalies, Valagamanda is unrivaled in strength. It has endured for centuries, bringing catastrophe each time it emerges from its lair. As you learned in the Lay of Ice, it was Glul Jaljar who at last managed to imprison the beast, and it has lain dormant in the temple ever since. It's said the building still bears a gaping hole in its ceiling from when Valagamanda was lured inside by Glul Jaljar's final ploy. I'd like to see this strongest of all Tural Vidral, what it was like to fight it. Orla's Echo was where both the Lay of Proof and the Lay of Ice took place. Does this not suggest we'll be facing 2 Feats this time? That's a question we can ask the Elector once we find him. Or maybe we should flush out Bakul Jajar first so I can beat my keystone out of him. Top priority, Elector. I suppose we do still have 4 keystones to earn, and no matter what we do, the contest will pit us against him sooner or later. Alright, let's seek out the Elector. Then I suggest we pay a visit to Carriers of the Gracious, or so their temple is called. The Moblins told me that High Luminary Goofler is to be found there. If you had to ask someone for information, he seems a wise choice. Let's do that then! Alright. Is it too rude to request entrance to the temple, you think? We'll need permission, but I won't expect it to be a problem. Whilst this is certainly an impressive building, it doesn't seem the sort of structure one would build to hold a Tural Vidral. Temple guards have been watching us most intently. One does not stroll freely into Valagamanda's prison, it seems. Let's see if I can convince the guards to let us through. I am Worqopacha, third promise of Tuliolol, and I seek your Elector for the right of succession. May I speak with Gurfula? The High Luminary has granted admittance to the claimants. You may enter. That was easier than expected. In we go then. It's never easy. Slow walking into a long chamber from that particular point of view. They do like that. Gods, is that? Aye, Valagamanda. Oh, he's trapped in ice / crystal. Not for long, obviously, because he's going to be let out at some points. Because we know we have to fight him. We've seen snippets of it. The question is, how and when? I'm assuming 93. Welcome. High Luminary Gurfula. He is not here at present. I am Luminary Zormor. Zormor. This is the Skyruin, Valagamanda. It is. The Tural Vidral, whose name has evoked terror since time immemorial. Even my people, once conquerors of all beneath the sun, was brittle leaves before Valagamander's tempestuous power. When the Skyruin descended upon Urqopacha 8 decades ago, the casualties were staggering. Had Galul-Jaja and his companions not intervened, we would have been slaughtered to the last. The titanic battle with Valagamander raged for 10 days and 10 nights. He's basically a Final Fantasy XI boss then. That's a very specific reference. If you get that, I salute you. I also feel your pain. As their foe fought on, tireless and relentless, our heroes were pushed beyond the limits of their endurance. Thus did the head of reason concoct a desperate plan. Galul-Jaja tricked the Skyruin into losing control of its own ice magics, causing the unwitting Tural Vidral to encase itself in frozen ether. I still think that this is the cause of the storm. Somehow. And it's been like this ever since. Nice work, Papa. Yeah, I feel like the magic's potentially wearing off. But what happens if the ice ever melts? That same question looms large in our minds, for the magic sustaining this prison grow weaker with each passing year. Valagamander commands powers of fire and lightning and ice. Some believe that the violence of the recent storm was the result of those energies slipping free. Some people, including the guy who just said that, potentially. That raging tempest from Valagamander. Setting future worries aside, you are come to attempt the feast of proof. The feat, even, of proof, yes. The High Luminary, chosen elect of the Dawn Servant, has left me with instructions for all aspiring claimants. Where is he, then? You are to scour our forbidding mountains and find the waiting Gurfler. Oh. That is to be the challenge. Ah, so the search itself is the feat. I've already spoken with my brothers, I take it? I have. Their expeditions are underway. Then we'd better pick up the pace. There's clearly, obviously, great English. There's clearly going to be more to it than this. Aye, but we need a direction to search in first. Let's see what hints we can gather from the villagers. Pan up to the bird. I suspect the perspective there is making Valagamander seem a little bit smaller than it actually is as well. I've encountered many extraordinary creatures in Eorzea and elsewhere, but long has it been since I felt such an overwhelming presence. Like 1,000 dagger points pricking my skin. I know what that feels like. Well, no, it's less pricking and more stabbing, really. I'm gonna sneeze, 1 second. Excuse me. Ow, that hurt. Ah. Alfie. Oh, that's a chocobo. Same thing. As large as the Urqopacha are, seeking blindly for one in the expanse of these mountains would be an exercise in futility. I was actually expecting them to be bigger. We need more information. Tural Vidral sound an awful lot like the auspices of the Far East. Are they the same thing under a different name, do you think? Possibly. Probably. I sense the recent expulsion of a great deal of ether from Valagamander's prison. The ice will hold for but a few years more, I fear. Gods, Valagamander is enormous. I know Papa had friends with him, but it's incredible he could hold his own against that thing. Should its prison ever fall, though, we can't expect the old guard to come running. It'll be up to us to save the day. Soon. Soon. Oops. More silver pieces for me. The Feat of Proof. As we've just been informed, the Feat of Proof requires us to seek the High Luminary Gurfler somewhere upon these mountains. However, if earlier feats are any indication, we must assume the challenge precludes the Urqopacha from answering our questions in a straightforward manner. Thus I would ask that you pay close attention when attempting to divine Gurfula's whereabouts. Though the giants may not give us a precise location, there may be clues hidden within their words. Such is my theory. Anyway, let us see what we can discover. Yes, O quest giver Alphano. Worqor. The High Luminary. No, I've not seen him today. Now, let me ask you a question. That Zabral who came out of the temple earlier, was that really the third promise? She seems rather unimposing. How is she meant to succeed the mighty Galuljaja? How indeed. Zerbler. Truly alone? No, you are from farther away than that, I think. As for the High Luminary, I can only guess where he might be. He is warder of the Skyruin, but also keeper of the sepulchres, and his duties often take him outside the village. I do like the fact that each zone theme is a variation on the same theme. Asking after the High Luminary as well, are you? I not know where to find him, but I do hope you have the opportunity to speak together. He is a great man, with a deep reverence for our traditions. These glyphs we carve for one. He affords them as much value as any treasure we possess. They are records of lives lived. Your arrival too I will etch into the stone. The story of our meeting may endure for untold turnings of the sun. If you are curious about our ways, then I bid you visit Proof, to the northwest of here. It is one of our grave sites. Great! Going to a graveyard. Fabulous. But we do seek proof of the City of Gold. Bum bada bum bum bum. Ooh. They're making a big show of that mountain. First things first, was anybody able to coax forth a definite location for the High Luminary? No. As expected. What then of clues or other hints that might point us in the right direction? I heard that in addition to his usual duties, Gurfula is also charged with keeping the graves. As did I. The Urqopacha's sepulchres appear to hold a special significance in their culture. Are we going down into one of these? But would it be appropriate for us outsiders to enter into their burial grounds? We've basically been invited. Proof, you say, and he encouraged you to visit this place yourself? Nod. Then let's go and take a look. Even if we don't find Gurfula there, it will give us a chance to learn more about the Urqopacha. The gravesite is somewhere northwest of here. Well, we can leave from that side of the village for a start, shall we? I have been to Proof, I assume, because I've uncovered the map. Oh, it's going to breadcrumb us there anyway, so... Hello, Kryle. Ow. Ooh, ouch. Let's sit up. The others have gone on ahead to Proof, following the trail west. There are sharp drops everywhere, so we're all moving at our own pace. Some of us are not built for craggy terrain. I thought to get my bearings from up here first so I don't stumble off a cliff. Why don't you try catching up to Owenville? He should be able to point you in the right direction. Hello, Alizé. You okay? It's not quite mountain climbing, but these steep slopes are exhausting enough. Yeah, I really like this particular stretch of land. Here's Owenville. Take a look at this crater. There's no wood, no trees, not even dried gas. Dried gas. That well-known type of gas, because gas can be wet. It can be a liquid. And yet the ground still burns. This must be one of the scars left by Valagamander's rampage, as told by the saga. Ah. So it's not a volcano, it's just a remnant. The Skyruin's fires are described as eternal, flames that can be quenched by neither storm nor time. And here I thought it's a literary embellishment. Ah, but now I've lost sight of Worqopacha. Proof is northwest along the main road, so hopefully she's still heading the right way. Yeah. Hey, Alfie. These are the look of homes rather than graves, but it would seem long years have passed since anyone living resided here. Yeah, the fog as well really adds to the... Yeah, it's so much better than it was previously. Ah, you've come. I have. Yeah, Worqopacha wins again. Is she just racing to get to places first now? Looks like everyone here is here now, so... Greetings, friend. Are you Gulfula? Gulfula? No, I am not. The High Luminary did, however, task me with providing a lesson on sepulchres to those who come in search of him. Oh, so we were meant to find our way here after all. Are you to tell us who is buried here? No one is buried here in the sense you mean. When a body has served its purpose, we consign it to the flames, then scatter its ashes across the peaks. Moreover, we do not conceive of death as others do. For us, a person does not die when their heart ceases to beat, but only when they are no longer born in the hearts of all who know them. This is why we build our sepulchres before age or mishap claims us, that we might etch ourselves into the living chronicle for all eternity. This grave belongs to a good friend. His mortal vessel ended its journey some years ago, but he lives within me even now. Yes, we live on as long as we are remembered. Up there stands my own sepulchre. As long as it exists, so too will I. I will endure in the hearts of those who read my grave glyphs even, in the same manner my friend does in mine. Has it always been thus for your people, this conception of existence and death? Continue along this path to the indelible passage. Behold the history upon its walls, and you may find the answers to your questions. They've got such big, shiny eyes. Then that's what we'll do. Your traditions are fascinating, and I'd love to know more. Me too. I love world building as a writer and English teacher. I thank you for allowing me to share them, for in doing so will I remain in your hearts also. Yeah, not an uncommon idea. It's not a a literary trope. It's something that honestly a lot of people believe. You exist for as long as you are remembered, which is why so many people worry about their legacy. What are they leaving behind? Have they left a mark? Writers, for example, leave behind works of fiction. Whether Shakespeare worried about what his legacy would be, I don't know whether we know, but obviously we're still reading his stuff 400 years later, and that's I suppose there comes a point when we all have to think, what is our legacy? What are we leaving behind? Because the internet's not going to be around forever. YouTube isn't going to be around forever. So what have I done that will live on after me? Obviously, as an educator, I have been responsible in some small part for helping thousands of people, realistically. gain hopefully a better understanding and insight into works of literature in the English language. But that's not going to live on forever. You know, nobody's going to tell stories of me as an English teacher in however long it'll be after I retire, if I get to do that. Yeah, it's an interesting one. You know, thinking about, and it's actually quite a daunting thing to consider. You know, our own legacies. But you get to a certain age and you start thinking about that. You know, it's one of the reasons why a lot of people have midlife crises. Like you reach 45. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm close. 45, 50, I suppose, is getting closer to it these days because of how long people are living slightly longer. But you get to halfway through your estimated lifespan and you think, have I made a difference? Have I done enough? Some people care, a lot of people don't. To not only be remembered, but to live on inside the hearts of others. If it's possible, then grandfather surely lives on inside mine. It's a comforting thought. Yes. If you hadn't gathered, this is something that I have thought about. Because I said this is not an uncommon idea, and it is something that I've considered in the middle of the night sometimes, I guess. I don't think I mind admitting that. It's like, when you're lying awake in the middle of the night and you've had a bad day or a good day, and it's like, it's a very sobering thought, thinking about mortality and legacy. Anyway, look at these splendid murals. They appear to depict 4 different scenes. Oh yes. We're probably going to take a look at these as part of an upcoming cutscene, I would think, but really nice use of colour. I get the feeling they were expecting us. I've never spoken with a Urqopacha before and had no idea they held such a philosophy on life and death. Me neither, Erenville. Hello. A fellow we met at Proof suggested that we come here. Yes, the High Luminary commanded that I watch for your arrival. As the chroniclers of our people, it has ever been my family's duty to pass on the teachings of the mules from generation to generation. They really are magnificent, and together they tell the tale of your people's history. They are the events which shaped us. I would share them with you ere you continue on your way. Please, we would love to hear all about it. Then I will begin. The first mural depicts a time more than 1100 years ago, an age of great prosperity for the Urqopacha. Blessed with size and strength unmatched by other peoples, our ancestors marched forth and brought much of Dawntrail under their dominion. Then, when all before them had been conquered, they turned their gaze northward, seeking to expand their territory and power. Here we see the expedition to Dawntrail. It's Dawntrail, isn't it? Unable to cross the strait by ship, our forefathers set to building a bridge to the northern lands, a grand labour which consumed the greater part of a century. Zormor the Boundless. We still make use of that bridge in Tulialal for travel. Oh no, this is Worqopacha. We still make use of that bridge in Tulialal for travel. I can't imagine the patience and dedication it took to complete a work of that scale. But I've never heard of any Urqopacha living in whatever. What happened to the ones who went north? Look upon this next mural and behold the answer. The scene suggests that many giants perished all at once. What manner of enemy could have repelled their invasion? A foe unnamed and unseen. When the expedition pushed forth into Dawntrail 1,000 years ago, its soldiers were felled by disease. Some terrible illness? No. No virulent plague or newly arisen blights. For the local Tanawatwa and Shatona, it was but a mild affliction of the sort that comes with the turning of the seasons. What manifested for them as slight fevers and coughs, however, proved deadly to our people. 1 out of every 10 York who joined that northern campaign, 9 succumbed to the infection. Those who survived continued to suffer, finding it difficult to sire offspring. I've heard of this before. Lacking in inherited resistance, visitors to distant lands can fall deathly ill to diseases a local might shrug off. Yeah, not exactly a subtle reference here to obviously what the Spanish and other Europeans did when they went over to America the first time. They took their diseases with them. They wiped out a load of natives. These events might also have given rise to the practice of cremation rather than the burial of mortal remains even, because of the disease. This final mural depicts the return of our grieving brethren to Urqopacha. The reason they first left, why they had fought so long and pushed so far, was to ensure peace for our homeland. This undertaking began in ancient times. When our forebears learned they shared the continent with peoples unalike to us in appearances or customs, they feared invasion was inevitable. Rather than meekly await their fate, they decided to strike the first blow. But as they fought on and on, the old idea of peace drifted further and further away. Only after the disaster in Dawntrail and their withdrawal to the mountains did they come to understand. The peace we envisioned had been ours for the taking all along. It was here, in the place which birthed us, here in the stones upon which we recorded our days, here in this tranquil life we had traded for conquest and conflict. When you do nothing but fight, it can blind you to what's right before your eyes. And so we return to the present. I trust you found this brief history of our people enlightening. See, again, this it's been niggling at me since the very first reveal of Solution 9 and the knowledge that it is on the northern continent. If we didn't know any of that, this would be a very intriguing mystery. What is up there? What killed them? Why did they turn around? And all of that. You know, the fact that the mural on the wall is purple, and we know that Solution 9 has got a big kind of Allegan purple theme, or Asian purple theme, arguably. I just wish they hadn't spoiled it. I'm always glad to learn more about my fellow Trawali, how you've lived until now and how you wish to live from now on. Then I believe you are ready to proceed. The High Luminary bids you meet him upon the summit of Zormor. I had a feeling we'd end up scaling that big old mountain. Well, it's a feat worthy of the name. Follow the trail south of here to begin your ascent, but be wary. Beyond the entryway, the mountainside is home to ferocious beasts, both mundane and otherwise. This is going to be the dungeon? We'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the warning and the lesson. Yeah, I'm pretty certain this will be the dungeon because there isn't anything on the map, I think, that'll take us up there. Finally, we know where we're going. To the top of Zormor. If I'd known we'd be climbing Zormor, I might not have raced up and down all those trails. My feet are killing me. This thin mountain air is going to be the death of me. How long have you been standing there? I was just taking the scenery, all. Come on. We don't want to fall too far behind Alphino and the others. Alizé still refusing to show any sign of even vague weakness in front of us. Very, very endearing character trait. Leave me alone, Flints. Don't want none. Is it time? Looks like it may be time. I hope we come across Bakul Jajar on our way to the summit. We still owe him for the troubles he caused us on Kazamoka. The true size of a mountain is never more apparent than when you're standing right at its foot. Yes. I cast a rejuvenating spell on Urqopacha. Even our indomitable third promise is feeling the strain of these slopes. I fear I won't be of much use to you as a guide past this point. Even in Tulialal there is precious little written about the sacred peak of Worqor Zormor. Beside whimsical poetry, that is. Do you remember how the chronicler was saying that the more they fought, the further away they moved from their idea of peace? It occurs to me that if Zormor is attempting the feat of proof, then he will have heard that same lesson. I can only hope that it's made him reconsider his own stance on educating people through war. The High Luminary. Urqopacha gazes up at the summit of Worqor Zormor. I could be right, I could be horrendously wrong here, but I think we're going to have to fight our way up.
God, that is one tall mountain. And we're supposed to climb it?
Yes. Oh. Look who it is. Oh, no, it's not. It's somebody else.
Zormor, Tuliorulu, Korogar.
Okay. Do not expect to walk here unchallenged. Tell me, stunted ones, did those short legs bring you all the way from Tuliolal?
He's speaking the old Yokhui tongue. The words are difficult to catch.
Mm-hmm. We understood him, of course.
Oh, your words are crude and cumbersome. I use them for your benefit.
They've got cool armour on. I wonder if there's a version of that we can get from the dungeon.
Claimant in this right of succession.
Yes.
That's right.
Then, if you die, Tuliolal loses a potential ruler.
Yes.
That's a dark thing to say, friend. I get the feeling you don't share the opinions of the other Yokhui we've met.
We do not grovel before Gulul Jaja.
Yeah, I like their armour design.
Shameless lapdogs.
It's actually quite Dark Soulsy, isn't it?
My brethren and I are conquerors, and we will restore our...
He's actually got the mounts... Sorry, this is completely ignoring what's going on here. I am paying attention. He's got the horizon of the mountain, the peaks, and the sky reflected in his eye. Couldn't have had that before.
The giants have their own factions too, it seems.
These ones wear red.
You think your kin weak for showing deference to my father, but they do not follow the man. It is his peace they respect, a peace they always wanted, which they realized could be had right here.
Justifications of the craven. They turn their gaze
It would actually hurt my throat to try and speak like this.
from the dream we kept alive for 1,000
So gravelly.
and more.
You can almost feel it tearing down the throat.
Worthy of bearing our legacy, I will reclaim the glory
How are you going to do that? By harnessing Valagamander?
And our ascension begins with the death of the third promise.
Okay.
Stop! I don't want to fight you.
Then die on your knees.
What though? Oh.
Opportunistic vermin seek to feast on us, do you? Get down here. Your neck will be the first I snap this day.
Is it? Yeah, its feathers are made of crystal. Nice block.
That's right.
That's a cool enemy design. We're going to chase it off and... Going to chase it up the mountain. That's going to heal him.
Why do you help us?
Because it's what we do.
I didn't put much thought into it. My legs were moving before I knew what was happening.
The instinct of a warrior.
I suppose I feared you'd die before we had the chance to get to know each other. Before I could learn more about you.
To what end?
Oh, that's simple. If we're to share the land, it's the best way for us to become friends.
Just leaves him
How is
dumbstruck.
he?
He'll be fine.
He'll live. Not quite ready to walk under his own strength, however.
Not surprised with that armor on.
If you could stay and tend to him, the rest of us will continue on to Worqor Zormor.
No Alphino for the next bit.
Understood. Be careful up there.
Who's going to do the healing?
Changes nothing. We will not forsake our conquest.
As you like. You want to kill me, you're welcome to try. But right now, you might want to worry about your comrade.
This is very flippant of her, but she's not wrong. I mean, realistically, he could just be all bluster.
On a mountain of that size, there are bound to be creatures even I've never heard of. I'll trust you to lead the way.
Uh-huh.
Then we climb. Gefurler is waiting.
Oh, Gefurler. That's not how I've been pronouncing it at all. Dungeon now accessible. No? Yes! I was correct. And I've got... just enough squash left. For the dungeon. So I guess Cryle's gonna heal for this? As I've said before, I am no fighter. I'll follow from a distance and keep well out of your way. We'll be seeing you soon, Gerfula. That bird must roost somewhere on the mountain. We'll need to be wary of the skies as well. I don't mind guarding Erenville on the river. I look forward to swinging a blade on the front lines this time. I'll tend to this one's wounds. Go on ahead with the others. Okay. Form a party. Oh! Alize is doing the healing. Okay. Oh, no, wait. I was going to do this as Reaper, wasn't I? I don't want to do this as Dark Knight. That would be silly. I mean, it doesn't change much. Alize is still going to be doing the healing, but... Let's go. Worqor Zormor. Light party. P-A-R-T... Why? Because we gotta. Ooh. Ooh. Well, we've got lightning elementals. We've got drakes. What are they? Do what now? Yeah, the fact that they've got Alize as the healer for this. Oh, this is beautiful. This is the new lighting engine. Right, let's get a feel for how this works. The wrong button. Good start. I keep meaning to look up, and I never do. Is it more beneficial as a Reaper to AoE or single target when there are only 2 enemies? I've been meaning to look it up for literal years at this point. This is very cool. Screwed that up entirely. Interesting that the lightning sprites came to us. They didn't used to do that. I'm listening to the music over the top and it's not working well. Come on, Kryl, do some DPS. Should probably do more than I am. Chomp? Yeah, I haven't looked into Pictomancer at all. Again, it's another one of those things that I want to record, and I'm having to be. I'm having to be really careful, or I'm trying to be really careful. I don't think I'm doing a very good job of it, so I must admit. Orogenic Storm. What does that even mean? Orogenic. I'm going to look that up in a second, because it's a word I don't know. Demajen is going to stop his video. Well, I'm not going to stop the video. I'm going to put it in the video. But I'm going to stop the dungeon. To learn a new word. Right. Oh. Orogeny is... That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Orogeny is a mountain building process that takes place at a convergent plate margin when plate motion compresses. So it's the process of mountain formation when the Earth's crust folds. So an orogenic storm is to do with the creation of mountains, I guess. Interesting that we've had lightning, we've had ice, and we've had fire now. Elemental-wise. Making sure I've got the microphone on. I turned it off at one point, and I've got to turn it back on and didn't realise for hours. It's a big fear of mine, especially when I've got the camera on, because for stuff like this, I just can't redo it. What? Communio! What the hell is this? It's far too cute. It's going to turn into some Travellers on the mountain? How delightful. Do stay and play a while. Okay. Frosting fracas. Fluffle up? Fluffle? Uh-oh. Okay. Huh. I thought I understood what that was going to do. Either I was too slow... No, I understood that time. I think I must have just been too slow on the previous one. Uh-oh, snowballs. No. Ouch. Fluffle up. Oh, God. Yeah? Okay. I think I got that. I think. I've completely cocked up my rotation there. Lost complete track of what I'm doing. And I use the word rotation very loosely, obviously, because I don't really know how to play. Scouting cap. Let's take a look at the scouting cap. Nothing for us. Oh, I like that music. Oh, hello. That's the wrong ability. It's a good start. That's what I wanted. That's a sloth, apparently. Oh, those direct crits. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, I find it interesting that they've chosen to take Alizé for the healer in this. I don't think she's ever really done that before. Maybe she has and I've just forgotten. Consider we have Alphino. Oh, these things. Is that going to break ahead of us? No, we're going inside. Or actually, I'm not sure. Oh, it is gonna. Ah! It's gonna shoot us upwards? Whee! Oh! Hello, Zawaldra. You've caught up. Oh! Seems I've been toying too much with my prey. Ah! That was unintended. You'll have to find another path. Think of it as an added test of your resourcefulness. Any... I want to make sure I don't miss any treasure chests. There's one, in fact. I need as many opportunities as I can to get gear. Healing ring? Eh. I'm probably not going to be leveling healer for a while, so... Oh, shits. I forgot to get my AoE things stacked up. Seed sow or whatever it is. Or is it just sow? Soul sow. How is it? Seed sow. I mean, we are descended from gardeners. No frenzy, thank you.
I have you now.
I have you now. Soul sow. Worqor sloth. Yes, why are they all covered in crystally bits? Button. Take that. Whee! Oh. Well, that's obviously a transition. Ooh. Oh, I just wanted to take a little look over the edge here. There's some nice cloth physics on that. Unless it's just a looping animation, which it could be. Right, you! Wind Unbound. I'm going to take a guess that that is a room-wide AoE. Gasp. I'm not yet sure. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm not yet sure how I feel about that, those red messages in the middle. Ouch. I'm trying to form coherent thoughts, talk about mechanics, and actually play the game. I'm slowly being covered in crystal. Oh, I can do something about it myself. Okay. Haven't seen any ring mechanics for a while. Ring mechanics? Eye mechanics? What am I on about? Ah, we have to stand in the line of crystals. That's what I hadn't done previously. Or maybe Ali's just not very good here. No. I dare not talk smack about Ali because she'll stop healing me. Oh, you dead. Striking stuff. Those were trousers, weren't they? At least try those on. Nice colours. Still combat.
Hold still.
I don't think I've got any usable gear yet, have I? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I got quite lucky with the first dungeon. Music on this one's good. Decent sense of kind of environmental progression as well.
Hold still.
reasonable sense of how this might work with an actual party as opposed to the NPCs. Surprising number of planes going overhead today. The iguana. Another thing that I need to think about and look up is how important it is to have Death's Design on, because obviously it's the loss of a GCD. And this is why I don't play this game at any kind of even moderately high level. I just don't pay enough attention to the general gist of the mechanics, even though I've been playing for like 10 plus years. More healing stuff. That's 3 sets of healing related bits and pieces I've had now. I don't know whether that's going to catch all of them. Oh, it does. Yeah, I always worry that I'm not catching things in my AoEs properly. I don't know if the screen dimming, incidentally, is being picked up by the recording. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a thing on where if I double tap the left control, it highlights my cursor for me so I can keep track of it. It's quite useful because I lose track of the cursor quite often in video games. But obviously in this I've got my middle sets of abilities bound to control 1, 3 through 12. So I end up tapping it quite a lot. Casting. Yay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to do a few runs of this dungeon then. Well, you get 1 guaranteed piece at the end, so that's nice. Oops, you didn't die. Terrible play. Shocking no one. Is she still DPSing? She is, isn't she? Up here? Oh, we're at the final boss. Oh, we're gonna have to defeat Urqopacha. Suppose that makes sense. Dawn's Elector, Urqopacha.
I am Urqopacha, Elector of the Dawn Servant. Prepare to be tested.
Nice teeth. 25 cents. Ba, 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 ba. I guess we're having to fight him. He's huge.
Prove you are worthy to rule.
Wait, was that a room-wide AoE? Okay. Why is that? Why has it got a symbol on the ground? Is it a reminder of what it's going to be, or an indication of which way we're going?
Break out the fury of erupting beaks. I will take the measure of your resolve.
Oh. Sorry guys, I can't... Oh, shoot. Okay, so that's a tri-hit.
Implacable strength of the mountain, be mine!
Oh, it's an absorb orb mechanic. Haven't seen those used much in a while. Is that to stop us from...
Your thunder roars!
I assume if you don't collect enough of those, it'll one-shot you.
You're my fuel.
So it's an ultimate mechanic, essentially, or a limit break mechanic. Which is cool. You don't get those very often in dungeon fights. Right, green one.
Record the cruelty of merciless storms.
Oh, whirlwinds. Are they just going straight? Oh, shit. Oh, they don't actually knock us that far. This is an interesting fight. I'm liking this. The dungeons are always my favourite parts of the game, though. Okay, so we've got water and fire now, so we want to be over here. Oh, or not. Ow. I thought I was being clever then. Turns out, I was just not. Good job, me. Pain.
Take that.
I really should set up a hotkey for limit break. Right, this was the knockback one. That was a cool fight. And I think I've just leveled up. I have. Yeah, that was good. Lots of interesting mechanics, but not... I think the only one that could be problematic is when you had the fire and the water at the same time. Good dungeon. Very atmospheric at the start. Less so towards the end, but, you know. What did we get? Oh, we got a poncho. Yeah, insufficient armory space. Okay. I mean, I am serving looks in this, am I not? It's the shorts. Somewhere there was a treasure chest. Back here. Oh. Ooh, greatsword. And an orchestrion roll. Nice. What's the greatsword look like? It's a moonlight greatsword, essentially. Well, that'll go nicely. Nothing to say. You guys got anything to? Oh, some fight. Papa knows how to pick his electors. I think I did well considering our opponent. Carved history is recreated in magic. It's an interesting fighting style. Yes. Yes, it was. Yeah, good dungeon. Good dungeon. Good fights. The first boss was adorable. Oh, hello, Aaronville. Nice of you to join us.
Very good, Claimant. Once more, I name myself Gurfulur. High Luminary to my people, and chosen elector of the Dawn Servant.
You are much bigger than the others in the village.
All Yokhui were once my equal in size, but ever since we were decimated by disease, it is rare to see a child reach our former stature.
Interesting.
You speak of the contagion which afflicted the Shaktural expedition?
Shak. Is Shak.
The one recorded in your murals?
Shaktural. So X is our sh sounds.
History that is entangled with the legend of the Golden City.
I've heard that legend originated with the Yokhui. Is this true?
Yokhui. I've been pronouncing that wrong as well.
The visions our ancestors had, to be precise.
Visions.
Preceding the campaign into Shaktural, many were visited by dreams of glittering splendor.
An Asian ploy? Question mark.
They described a paradise that knew neither war nor famine. where
Visions of
people lived
Elpis?
lives of eternal happiness. A single dreamer might have been dismissed, but when dozens, if not hundreds, spoke the same, the luminaries became convinced it was divine revelation.
Then the expedition.
Its purpose was to find the City of Gold. Yes, help was marshaled from all the territories under our control. Lands were scoured on a massive scale.
Ah, little wonder the legend is so similar across Tural. Those involved with the search would have passed the stories down to their children.
Oh, hello.
Another claimant, I see. I will test your worth, as I have tested those who came before you.
Good luck. But first, a bottle of milk.
Here and now, I think he means.
We're getting out of the way. You've got one fewer DPS, so good luck. Woo.
Well fought, second promise. For you and your sister's success in performing the feat of proof.
We've still got the Feat of Ice, however,
You rewarded.
which I'm assuming is going to be something to do with the trial. Ah! It's green! Are we collecting the Infinity Stones?
Three to go.
Ooh, well, 4, because we've still got to get the one back from Bakul. I don't think I like that poncho.
How glorious it would have been to race thee and thine to the summit. Though mayhap not whilst being hounded by Bakul Jaja and his minions.
What, you want to race, Souyange?
Again, that swine shows his disdain for the right.
Strangely, despite his eagerness to antagonize us, he withdrew as soon as we fought back in earnest. I cannot fathom what he was trying to achieve.
Is he trying to test us? Test our strengths and weaknesses? Just stand
On
there
a
and
similar
stare.
note, I'm also curious as to why you chose the peak of Worqor Zormor for the conclusion of this feat.
I like the
The
view.
earlier stages saw us learn the history of the Yoqui. Does this location also hold some special meaning for your people?
Yes. It is a place of great significance.
Again, he's got very shiny eyes. Oh, are these the graves?
All these monuments. Is this a burial ground?
Every High Luminary before me is enshrined in this earth. Alongside them are the heroes who bravely stood their ground when Valley Armanda.
The grass is
ruled
wonderful.
Urqopacha 8 decades past.
That's a lot of people.
That explains why there are so many.
Zorolja, I should have known you'd arrive here first.
Third promise. How relieved I am to find you in good health.
You're full of shit, Sir Elja.
Zorolja, you bastard! I should end you here and now!
Remember where you are. You will mind your conduct, or you will leave.
Probably throne.
Right. Sorry.
I see no reason to delay further. Show me my father's sepulchre.
Papa has a grave?
Oh. Of course he does. It's natural that they would have made one for him, considering his significance.
Upon this monument are inscribed the names of those who sealed away the monstrous Valley Armanda. Your fathers included.
Is Bakul Jaja the one that's going to release it? Because he's not here.
Gulul Jaja, master of resolve and reason, champion of peace.
Look at this one. Kettenram, navigator of uncharted oceans.
Oh, Katanram was there.
Kettenrun.
The Laminsan explorer. Does this mean he joined Galul Jaja on his travels?
Apparently. And possibly died here?
Seeker of the unknown. How strange to see your name here.
Huh?
It was unheard of to build living sepulchres for those who were not Yoqui.
Interesting.
But their great deed.
Somebody Erenville knows.
Recognition.
Master of resolve and reason, champion of peace. Papa really did some amazing things.
She's got a...
Carved his path with martial skill.
Yet it was clever thinking which allowed him to trap Valigarmanda within its own ice magics.
Martial skill and clever thinking. I can't compete with Zorolja's mastery of the Head of Resolve's techniques. And when it comes to knowledge, Kona's the one who most takes after the Head of Reason.
But you embody
Is
both.
there anything that I've gotten from Papa? Something I do better than the others?
What else defines your father aside from strength and knowledge?
What else defines him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm. Champion of peace.
Papa's love for peace, for his people. That is what he's given me. And I'm fighting to preserve the peaceful Tural he built.
Mm-hmm. You said that out loud, you know. Oh. Uh-oh.
Who the hells was that?
That's... This is Thancred. No.
You must
This...
return to Warlar's Echo immediately. Valigarmanda has broken free.
Gasp. Valigarmanda has been
presume
broken
that was
free.
about the unholy sound.
Valigarmanda is free.
Right, so.
We need to get back there. Now!
Trial time.
How fortuitous. We have been gifted an opportunity to outpace our rivals.
Uh-huh. Huh. Huh. Speak with Alpha though. Do I have to? Yeah. Enjoyed that dungeon. Enjoyed the story. Enjoyed the revelations. But mind you, I don't think there's really been a dungeon that I didn't like in this game. Even the ones that a lot of people just dislike intensely, like Vale, for example. I really like Vale. Good, you're back. There's much I'd explain, but by the time I'd arrived to investigate a insurgent ether, there was already fallen giants everywhere. Right now, everyone's preoccupied with treating the wounded. Pray, catch your breath, and then lend a hand when you can. You may now enter Zormor with a party of NPC avatars, features of trust, blah blah blah. An echo of madness. This is a glamour and a half, isn't it? It's very nice material, very nicely realised, but it's not really the look that I'm after, if I'm honest. I'm intrigued as to what the offending version or any of the others, but again, it's just another not particularly my thing Reaper glamour, which is a shame. Yeah, it'd be a cool kind of social glamour. you know, thematic roleplay glamour, but as a kind of battle armor from a dungeon. Not really. Not really. It's nice, but it's not what I wanted. I really want that cool Landsguard armor. I'm hoping that there's a tank set for that, or even better, a maiming set. Hi, I'm back, and I've realised that I have made yet another very, very stupid mistake. Because with a trial coming up, what I should have done is pushed through the tiredness and the fatigue and the croaky throat, and done the trial. Made sure I did the trial, because it is now 5 to 3 in the morning as I get this next recording session set up. And the likelihood of there being enough people at this very stage in the story to do the trial, we'll see how we go, but I don't have high hopes. An echo of madness. Alphino would enlist your aid in checking on the injured Huey. It was Huey, wasn't it? Huey. If you're ready, there are many injured here who need aid. Should you find anyone passed out from their wounds, I ask that you alert me to them. Otherwise, I shall be tending to whomever requires the most urgent healing. He's doing triage then. We can gather here once we've seen to these people's hurts. Again, sometimes I feel like they need the jingle to reflect the nature of the quest and situation. You, the third Promise's protector. Everything was bathed in red light. No, that's not what that says. In bright red, a searing heat enveloped my entire body. I couldn't move. Okay. Yes. Balagamander. Not good. Quite looking forward to seeing what kind of mechanics they have. The lighting. It's not like it's amazing lighting or anything. It's just that it's so much better than, you know, what we've previously had. My wounds are nothing serious, but this dryness in my throat, it's as if all the moisture has left my body. I hear you. I hear you. Yes, I've been and poured myself another 2 containers of squash for today's session, and started off by pouring a good chunk of one on my desk. Because I'm stupid, and these little flippy cap things, there's a lock on them. Just there. And I hadn't snapped it in place, so when I went to pour, the cap closed and it just went everywhere. So I've now got a paper towel on my desk. You don't need to know this, but once again, I think it's sometimes good for people to know that even people in their 40s can be blithering idiots with the most basic of things sometimes. Ugh. Everything burns. The touch of cloth is agony. Sunburn? Yet I will live. Leave me. There are others in more dire need of help. This is Thancred. I can't promise that the entire recording session isn't going to be like this. I don't think I'm in any less a silly mood than I was earlier, even though I've had 8+ hours of sleep. Probably more than that. I've done all I can for now. The injured you found were awake and alert then? That is well. We've left the injured as comfortable as we could. Many were suffering from burns to a greater or lesser degree. Did fire sweep through the village? What's happening with these paving stones? That's the tessellation going wild, isn't it? The details are unclear. Once I'd healed the giant attack by that mountain bird, the group's leader, Worqor, I believe they called him, bade me depart. It was then that I felt an intense wave of ether and returned to find Waller's echo in this state. I rushed over to the first giant I saw. Though delirious with pain, he repeated the same warning. Valagamander had broken free. Thus did I contact you with all haste. Well, we're going to need more information than that before we can deal with the situation. Yes, we should speak with the temple guard and see what's become of the Skyruin's prison. Shouldn't you be... Well, surely you could see stuff from here. They not have burst out of the roof or something. Golden Vieira is golden? That's a really nice glam, actually. I mean, I know it's just the basic... You know, Vieira RSC, but it works with the hair colour and so on and so forth. The High Luminary grants you entry and awaits you within. Thought he might.
What happened?
You gone?
So it's true. The ice has failed.
Alas and alack.
Zormor, tell them what you told me.
A short while ago, a claimant paid us a visit.
Bakul Jaja. Ooh! Echo time! They feel it's important enough that we actually see this.
Who enters this hallowed hall? Ah, a claimant.
Oh, and here we have the mighty Valigarmanda.
A terrifying Vitral. With every awakening, it has seared its ruinous name into the memories of a new generation.
What a good little terror.
He would of course be impressed with this.
You've stayed napping right up until the day I needed you.
Explain yourself.
It is as they say. Gulul Jaja caused its magic to run rampant, trapping it in a frozen prison of its own creation. Clever.
It's probably very kind of... I mean, we knew the prison was failing anyway.
To unmake it, it would be quite tricky. 2 spells must be cast at the exact same moment. A conflagration intense enough to melt the ice, and awakening flame to rekindle the slumbering Vitral's soul.
You'd need 2 heads working in unison to do that.
The only ones capable of such harmonious execution would be the heads of reason and resolve.
Mm-hmm.
And the blessed siblings, Bakul Jaja.
You mustn't!
Surely this is going to get him disqualified from the...
But I already have. Rise and rage, little terror.
Yeah, surely this would get him disqualified from being a claimant. It would certainly get the other claimants to turn on him and put him down if necessary.
I might have overdone the fire a bit.
Utter madness. Why have you done this?
For the throne, of course.
You unleash calamity for your own gain? Have you any idea how many may die?
Doesn't care.
Wreak havoc, Valigarmanda. Live up to your legend.
Well, speaking of living up to a legend, it's time for somebody to put down another god. Anybody else get the same echo, or is it just us?
A messenger to Tuli Yolol has been dispatched.
Oh, I think we just got it at the same time as he was telling the story, so we don't need to recount it.
I am sure. But there is no telling when they will arrive.
That idiot! This monstrous act is a step too far, even for him.
So, what's the plan?
I like the fact that they suddenly turn to us. You know what the plan is, Alizé.
If we draw to others, it will be a massacre. Some might call it the wiser choice, if I don't want to fall behind the competition. But I could never live with myself. And my supporters deserve a better ruler.
Quite right.
So that's that. I will stay and fight Valigarmanda.
You're not really
This is an
good
enemy
enough
so
for
powerful
that.
that even my father failed to slay it. Alone, I don't stand a chance.
But
I understand you've no obligation to aid me outside the right of succession. But for the sake of Urqopacha and its people, I beg you, join me in
it's
this
what we
battle.
do. It's not like we're just going to shake our heads here. Oh, we are going to get a... This is the kind of challenge I live for.
Drawn to the chaos.
Who, us?
Don't
I
worry.
just like seeing what fun
Skyruin
mechanics
is
they've
a
come up with.
challenge for all of us.
Far be it from us to abandon a dear comrade in
I suppose it's possible that they'll do this as a trust duty, isn't it? Because they did one for Heidelin. So I might not have to queue.
I have to say, it does have a comforting ring to it. Knowing someone has your back makes it easier to do what you have to do.
Moral of the story. Nod. Erenville is very secretly pleased with the turns of events here.
And what will we do?
Help, of course. We should be able to get 8 out of us.
One committed to winning the contest above all else would race on ahead.
But oh.
If you resolve to slay Valigarmanda, we'll need to find out where the beast went.
That's what we have you for, old friend.
Get your tracking shoes on.
inform the Bello of the danger. They may need to flee to lower ground.
The fact that their eyes point outwards is kinda freaky. When I said I would take on the duties of a guide, that did not include the tracking of ancient and terrible Tuald Vidral. Still, we can't leave Valgamander free to ravage the land. Should a claimant reckless enough to free the Skyruin and become Dawn Servant, what would become of Tuliolal? That fiend, Bakul Jaja, he's rotten through and through. There's nothing blessed about him. Two casters releasing spells of fire at the exact same moment. Feat impossible for any but a two-headed Mamulja. Yes. So, Erenville, any idea on how we can track Valgamander? The tried and true method of comparing sightings with other signs of passage is the most reliable, but also the most time-consuming. There is a second option. Not as reliable as the first, but if we're lucky, it will let us ascertain the Skyruin's whereabouts far more quickly. Though a Tural Vidral of extraordinary nature, Valgamander is still a creature of this world. Like you and me, it is thus sustained by corporeal energy, and possesses a unique ethereal balance, which means this device should come in handy. A paving stone. A floating hand? Now is not the time to... That's tickled me enough just to make my eyes spontaneously water. Laughing, crying face emoji. Now is not the time to be playing with toys. I'm glad they've got the pointer back. This is no toy, it's an ether seeker. As the name suggests, gleaners use it to detect the ether of living beings. Why? Well, I suppose if they're hunting. And you've had that in your pack this whole time? I can calibrate it to follow a specific ethereal aspect. The problem with Valgamander, however, is that it can shift freely between the elements of fire, ice, or lightning. Well, we know that in order to awaken Valgamander from its icy prison, Bakul Jaja cast spells which quicken its fire aspected ether. And the residents here were uniformly afflicted by burns. Therefore, the logical conclusion is that upon breaking free, Valgamander unleashed a great fiery blast. Then the choice is plain: fire. The Seeker, however, is not without its faults. As we were not able to input our quarry's unique ethereal signature in advance, the device will respond to any living source of fire aspected ether. So we have the reliable, yet slow, method of information gathering versus the potentially swift but easily misled Gleaner tool. I say why not pursue both methods at the same time? Good idea. We'll have the first to fall back on if the second fails. You travel with me then, Demajen, in case the Seeker leads me to some other fiery fiend. Which we shall slay. The rest of us can stay behind and talk to eyewitnesses. The more Skyruin sightings we can compare, the more accurate our information will be. If no one has any objections, I shall remain here in the village and tend to the Yakushui. Very few are seriously injured, but I'm wary of wounds inflicted by a creature like Valgamander. I should like to be close at hand should their conditions suddenly worsen. Right, sounds like we all have our work to do. Beep, 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 beep. We should be on our way as well. Nod. An echo of madness. Please specify desired ethereal aspect. Pointing the way, Erenville is ready to send his ether-seeking device in pursuit of Valagamander. We'll head to the outskirts of the village first, then set the seeker to detect 5 aspects of ether. Yeah, there's no point in doing it here, after a big old fiery nuke, essentially. It'll just spin around in circles, probably. Right, Seeker's ready to go. Warlord's Echo is still suffused with the Skyruin's residual ether, so I've excluded it from the search area to prevent it from swamping the sensors. Let's begin tracking, shall we? Once you choose to depart, Emerald will accompany you. Follow it, don't fall behind, don't lose sight of the Ether Seeker, but also... Affirmative, tracking nearest source of fire aspected ether. Well... Yow. It's moving just slower than our run speed. I see a fire elemental. It's a quest fire elemental as well, isn't it? Source of fire aspect ether located. Tracking disengaged. Not quite the legendary creature we were after. Well, easy to get rid of. Would you mind dealing with the fire sprite? I'll continue to confuse the... It will continue to confuse the seeker, believe it be. Watch it be a legendary fire sprite. You're under attack. Oh no. A level 53 fire sprite. Whatever will I do? Ah, this is so much slower than doing it on Reaper. Switch back. Oh no, I've forgotten about the poncho. Let's switch back to Reaper for any combat. I'll try and remember to switch back to Dark Knight for handing it in. A necessary measure, I'm afraid. Let's try this again. Affirmative. Tracking nearest source of fire aspected ether. Yes, why they don't have it move at our exact same movement speed, because all characters have got the same max move speed. I see some fire. What are they? Are those the fire finger things? They are. Source of fire aspect ether located. Tracking disengaged. Same again, please. Cool design, as always. Frightening enough, but again, not what we were looking for. If you'd be so kind. Poncho. El Poncho Blackthorn. Actually, it's not much faster. Well, okay, it is. There's not actually a lot in that, is there? Why, thanks. I'd ask if it gave you any trouble, but considering who I'm talking to... So you can resume tracking and do try to point out something useful this time. Affirmative. Resuming tracking. Third time's the charm? No, that's another one of the... Okay, so we've got one of the big fiery pits. Was this here before? I think it was. Another remnant of Valgamander's last rampage. The crater's flames registered to the Seeker as corporeal ether. Can that be used to tweak settings? In the words of the Tuliolol saga, when Valgamander rages out of control, its fire burns forever, its ice does not thaw, and its lightning crackles without cease. Thus was the Dawn Servant able to turn the Skyruin's perpetual magic against itself, trapping it within an unmelting prison of ice. This is no mundane fire, but some kind of everlasting sorcery. Once again, it is a strange feeling to see fanciful poetry proven true. The important thing is that the fire was classified as living ether. We can feed a sample into the Seeker and greatly improve its accuracy. One moment. Aha! Beep, 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 boop, boop. There. Now the Seeker should ignore any etheric signature but Valgamander's. If I realised this was possible from the start, then you needn't have fought those creatures at all. My apologies. Seems like I still have much to learn from this journey, as a gleaner and as a guide. Oh. The Skyruin. Ooh. This time the Seeker should be attracted solely... Oh, I forgot to switch back. This time the Seeker should be attracted solely to Valgamander's ether. Resume tracking based on the latest sample. That's the wrong voice, but whatever. Affirmative. Resuming tracking. Sample ethereal signature detected. Engaging accelerated pursuit mode. Oh. Accelerated pursuit mode being... I don't think there's any point swapping back here, because I think it's going to have us do the trial before the end of the quest. Hello. Ah, that's a cool view. And it feels crisper. And more clear. Yes, I have no idea what the queue timer is going to be like at this time of day. It may even be that I have to do it on tank. The irony being that my Dark Knight actually has a better item level than my Reaper does right now. Just because I hadn't got to the level 93 instance. If the queue time is bad, I will just cut the recording and I'll go and do some other bits. Or I might go and unlock Pictomancer and Viper. Good. The Seeker was drawn directly to the Skyruin's fire. Now we know we've set the correct parameters for its ethereal aspect. I'll try increasing the threshold for etheric concentration. That should direct us to the Tural Vidral itself. Recalibrating sensors. Resuming tracking. It feels like the pieces of terrain are tied more closely into the ground as well. There are fewer obvious kind of polygon seams, I suppose. Here, for example, the textures are working to blend them together. That would have been more obvious previously. Also, this really kind of scrub-like grass is very much helping to... And in fact, we haven't looked at the grass. See, look. It's actual blades of grass. I mean, it's still slightly pixely around the edge, but you've got to get really close now to see that, whereas before you'd have been able to see it from a mile away. I think we'd noticed if Valgamander was inside this passage. Let's head through to the other side. Oh, this is the... Oh, interesting. Huh. So, sorry, just a random observation. So these pictures... Is that the LOD setting? Potentially? I don't know. Have I got LOD settings on? No, I haven't. Interesting. Not seeing a Valagander. Oh.
The trail ends here, it seems. Could Valigarmanda have shifted its elemental aspect? It does have 3 to choose from, after all. In any case, I'm almost certain the Vitral was headed in the direction of Worqor Lardor.
Worqor Lardor.
We should let the others know we have a likely location.
Mystery music. Wow, wow, wow. This is Demajen.
Alphino is assisting the Yokhui with their evacuation. He thought they could use a healing hand with the injured.
So where is Valigarmanda?
Worqor Lardor. Its stratified layers contain a wealth of crystals, said to be the source of its many-colored glow. After 80 years of imprisonment, the Vitral will be in dire need of sustenance. It would have been drawn to the mountain's energies.
Yes, because it was trapped. It wasn't just cryogenically frozen. It was probably vaguely conscious.
Valigarmanda seeks to replenish its ether.
Makes sense.
Then we'd better not give it the chance.
Yes.
Stop!
Stop. Hammer time.
That mountain is
Oh God, you.
ground. I forbid you to set foot on it.
Sorry, It is not our intention to trespass.
You want to be responsible for thousands of
must
people dying.
understand. That's where Valigarmanda has gone. If we don't slay it now, it will slaughter countless innocents. Just like in the old days, I beg you, permit us to enter.
Out of the question.
Oh, Jesus.
Your band is incapable of defeating Valigarmanda. Either you seek to defile Worqor Lardor, or you are fools.
If you doubt their chances, how would you feel were we to join them? The monument to Valigarmanda's defeat bears the names of 7 heroes. With our forces combined, we also number 7.
7 weaklings are no
Hello.
less
Yes. Me. Not so weak.
for.
Oh.
Zormor, you've come to help as well.
He's just passing by.
My sound advice. While the rest of you
That would be
tussle with
8.
the Skyruin,
That's a full
we have
party.
secured an insurmountable lead. A minor delay. It will not change the contest's outcome. I would take the measure of this Tural Vitral my father was unable to kill.
With both my brothers here, this battle is all but won.
Your celebration is premature. I never said I would let you pass.
Brother, no! We do not bear arms against our own people.
What an odd thing to say. As I recall, the inhabitants of Chir Wagur Sultan do not consider themselves members of the Tuliyolal nation. I'd hardly call them our own people.
What does that matter? Members or not, everyone in Tural is part of our dream for peace. If you would hurt them, then you'll have to go through me.
And me.
She saved me from the mountain bird. Now, then, the same eyes. Eyes of stone. Words of stone.
Kind of core philosophy style thing. Resolve.
We are still in her debt. This is true. Consider the debt repaid. But do not misunderstand. We do not submit to Tuliolan rule.
Aye, you've made your point. We can talk more once the contest is over.
I ask your name.
Worqopacha, protector of peace, and soon-to-be Dawn servant.
He's going to go and subscribe it onto a sepulchre.
Even people with wildly different ideals can find understanding through earnest discussion. I believe that, wholeheartedly.
You just got to sit down and talk. My back is hurting a lot. I might actually have to take a quick break before I
won't give up until we reach a
trial.
compromise.
Assuming you survive, my old bones and I will be waiting here for the true heir's return.
This guy is a shifty bag of shit. And I think there's more to him than meets the eye.
Your thoughts have always been a mystery to me, brother. But I'm relieved to see you put aside the contest for the sake of the greater good.
Our nation is a fortress, and its people the bricks with which it is built. The more that are lost or broken, the weaker Tuliyolal becomes. Even the crudest rock has value as a stepping stone.
Ah.
Come on, you two. Forget about the right of succession for now.
Overgrown snake bird?
This overgrown snake bird. I don't care how strong the Skyruin may be. We're going to put this menace down for good.
Nod. Worqor now accessible. It said something about duty support. During this quest, and when using the duty support system, you have the opportunity to undertake this trial with a party of NPCs. Cool. Right, I'll talk to those in a sec. Sorry, I'm going to have to cut it here. I'm very sorry about that. I know it won't have made any difference to you as a viewer because you'll have just had a cut, but it's now, what are we, about an hour and a quarter later, something like that. If I look a little bit different, yeah. Chronic pain, folks, is a, it's not a fun experience. I've just spent the last hour curled up in a ball. Essentially, I've got a heat pad on my back. I've taken a load of painkillers. It's not all the time. I mean, I'm always in pain, but it's not always that bad, fortunately. It's the first time I've had to cut a recording in a while, has to be said. The only reason I'm going back here, incidentally, is because I want to see what the NPCs said. And the only reason I teleported back to base is because I want to get the rest in XP up. That's a terrible excuse, but, you know, it is what it is. So yes, if you have friends that have to deal with chronic pain, sometimes invisible pain, because mine is essentially invisible most of the time, you know. It's not like I'm dealing with a physical, an obvious physical issue. Just checking on them, see how they're doing. Don't want to turn this into a preachy thing, but, you know, curling up into a fetal position at 4 o'clock in the morning and just trying not to cry. Trying and failing. That's the... yeah, it's not fun. I'm actually supposed to be getting some a new prescription with some fancy not over the counter gel pack things that are supposed to help. And at some points in the next 6 months or so, I'm going to have needles stuck in my spine, which I'm not looking forward to, because I don't particularly like needles, but also because the idea of having steroids injected into my lower back doesn't really appeal to me. But it's either that or full-on surgery at this point. So, let's pick the stream back up. I keep saying stream. I'm not streaming. I haven't streamed since 2017. Let's pick the expansion back up by talking to some peoples. You kind of wouldn't be one to rush off and leave others to deal with a creature like Valgamander. It hath been some while since last I joined thee in battle. Indeed, so full have been our days upon these shores, it doth seem like a lifetime hath passed. What's on your mind, brother? We needn't speak. That the future Dawn servant should ignore my counsel to indulge a whim is vexing. Yes, he's got such a big head. Even Papa may not have been able to slay Valgamander, but with the Dawn's promise and our allies all fighting together, I believe we can do just that. You and yours have journeyed to the edge of existence and back. I'm sure defeating this overgrown snake bird is well within your capabilities, and I bid you to be cautious all the same. I've never faced anything this powerful before, but I swear I won't hold you back. Valgamander will demand our undivided attention. Let's hope Zormor has nothing sinister planned. You'd hope that he wouldn't do anything in the middle of the battle. But... okay. Let us enter Worqor. We've got Thancred and Worqopacha as our tanks. We've got Urianger and Alizé as our healers. Zormor is a Viper. Carlos Bitmancer. Connor is an innovator. I think it's really cool that they have put this in. When they did it for Hydaelyn, it kind of filled me with the hope that it would that it would show up again as another, you know, that they'd do it more. I know there are people that are complaining that, oh, they're just turning it into a single player RPG. It's like at 5 o'clock, it's just gone exactly 5 AM now. I am glad that I don't have to sit in a queue. Ooh. Right, come on music team, hit us with another musical banger. In this duty, yes. Something about indomitable will. Burning for battle, sustaining more damage than normal. That would normally result in KO will instead ignite the will to live. You're going to pull Thancred? No? Right. Tempestuous winds. The wind? It's all around us. Right, I don't need to worry about positionals for this, at least. Are my allies... Yes, my allies are affected by that. Alagamonda gathers its strength. That is not a safe spot to stand. So Wooklam Colonel Quail just standing anyway. To be fair to Quail, she's got no experience at dealing with giant things. I wonder if she'll do it again, or whether they've programmed her to... The Medica? Is that something that red mages get now? Oh, I got hit by that. Ooh, sustained damage. And trauma. How'd they run out of it the second time? That's cool. So they're programmed so that they take the damage. No, Quail, don't stand on the tanks. I like that. That's a nice little touch. Yeah, so the more experienced party members just don't... Don't have to deal with that. Skyruin. Ooh, that's a thing. Oh no, gravity switching mechanics. I suck at these. Right, do we want to be up or down? Okay, up for Thunderous Breath. Don't know whether that was gonna... Bolts of lightning fall upon the battlefield. Oh. Right. Get in a line. That's no problem. Disaster zone. That was so powerful it cracked my screen. Oh. Okay, so we need to tank. Yeah, we need to tank that and... Okay, this is a different pattern. Oh, good. Snow. I think this is going to be fine. Yeah, so diagonals across the arena. Oh, I've been frozen. Ah. Okay. So it's got the usual stay moving to avoid frozen mechanics, which I wasn't paying any attention to, because of course I wasn't. This is out. Don't stand in the ice. Don't stand in the ice. I'm trying not to just do what the NPCs are doing. I'm trying to figure it out for myself. Disaster zone is just AoE magic damage by the look of it. Ruin foretold. Oh, we... Oh, you... Oh, I see. Oh, that's an interesting twist of mechanics. That must have taken some interesting programming. Tula disaster. Okay. That was a cool mechanic. I like that. Ooh. Yeah. I actually like that we get to do this with our allies. You know, don't get me wrong. I love the trials and the duties. Oh, good. Oh. Wind again. Yeah, that's fine. Right, this is going to be Arena Magics again. Oh. Oh, shoots. Needs to be up. And breath attack. Cool. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're up or down for Hail of Feathers. It's just for the breath attack, I think. Ouch. Okay, I did something wrong there. Not sure what it was. Right, so we want to be in this. Oh my god, never mind. Oh, bollocks. Shit. Ah. And that is the one problem with doing as a duty. It's like you have to do the whole thing again because there's no reses. Right, this time. Oh. Okay, ice one. Same as before. Yeah. Oh. Oh shit. Okay, there was an avalanche behind us, which I hadn't. I don't think I even caught the notification for that. Yeah, so it's a timer thing on that. Ow. keep using the wrong ability? Screw it. I'm going to use my... Oh! I hardly ever get to see the level 3 limit break. I should have used it earlier. That was good. I like that. And I liked being able to do it with the NPCs. Because you get some of that story flavour. Small wonder they called it the Skyruin, says Kryl. Anything from anybody else? We won? We won! Curious to see Zormor in action. Louis-Angé? You fought well, Lamity, without hesitation. I expected more. Oh, that was grueling. Louis-Angé must have a really weird trigger point. Nice. Good times. Good times. Hopefully that all recorded properly.
We did it. We slew Valiarmanda.
Yes.
A feat that even the great Urqopacha couldn't manage.
Yes, but we had... Yeah, we all worked together for it.
For you, Papa!
He caught himself smiling.
It was an impressive achievement, but I wouldn't be so quick to claim we've outdone Father.
Uh-huh.
The Vidral was weakened by decades of imprisonment. Had we faced it in its prime, we wouldn't have fared a fraction as well.
Yes. Well, that's true.
How can you say that? 80 years couldn't have made that much of a difference. Could it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, who am I kidding? Papa's still the best.
You fought well, though.
I did, didn't I? Even if it wasn't at full strength, we defeated a living legend.
Yeah.
I swear, I'll surpass the old man one day.
The Skyruin lies dead, and still, I've yet to prove myself the miracle.
Yes, he's got that.
I suppose we should head back and join Erenville.
Yes, he's probably wondering how we've got on. Well.
We
Ooh.
did leave him with only Sarelja for company.
Ooh. I wouldn't envy that. That was good. I enjoyed that. Didn't I tell you? I pull my own way to battle now. Oh, bless you, Kryl. Right, can we pet? We can't pet. Oh, we can! Haha! Well done, Kryl. Witnessing Zormor in battle, I understand why he's widely considered to be Tulialal's greatest warrior. It is fortunate we vanquished that winged calamity. It could inflict greater suffering upon these lands. Kona did well. That promise is promised too, don't you think? I'm still giddy from our victory. Matter of outdoing our father aside, this was the best outcome we could have hoped for. Never again will our people need fear the looming shadow of the Skyruin. Yes, because unlike the primals, the auspices don't come back, do they? Once they're dead, they're dead. Was that right? It's been a long time since well, it's not been that long. Well, it has. It was pre-Endwalker that I did it. But it was only just pre-Endwalker. Yeah, I did them all at level 80. When obviously they were level 70 content. Yeah. I think I soloed them, didn't I? Or did I? I can't remember. But yeah, I can't remember this. The nuances, shall we say. Your proud expressions bespeak a successful hunt. Not that I'm surprised in the least. Sir Roger came back earlier, but left almost immediately with Sir Wheeljaw in tow. He seemed disinclined to share in any victory celebrations. That's nothing unusual for Sir Roger. Now, it's Bakul Jajar that concerns me. He's probably far ahead now, making the most of the mayhem he caused. I still can't believe he did something so evil just to slow us down. If we hadn't slayed Valgamande, it wasn't only Urqopacha at risk, there would have been deaths across the entire continent. I'm more certain than ever that Bakul Jajar cannot be allowed to rule. I have to catch him and take back my keystone. Yeah. Yes. Oh! Thancred would suggest sharing the news of your victory. Let's switch back over to Dark Knights. Since we're close to level 94 at this rate on that. The Urqopacha must still be anxious, wondering where and when Valgamande will strike next. I suggest we hurry back and allay their fears. Alpha knows as well, I should think. I love the fact that Alpha was a secondary thought. Yes, you're right. We shouldn't let them worry another moment. Is that... It is. That's the Zidane outfit. Oh, yes, we can't fly yet. Where are we going? Back to Waller's Echo. Morbals. I think for me, Morbals are probably the most iconic, or one of the most iconic Final Fantasy creatures. Welcome back. Not for a moment did I doubt that you return safe and sound. Scaling a massive mountain, fighting an Elector, battling against a legendary monstrosity. Yeah, you could say I'm a little tired. I thought the villagers would be in hiding. Alphinaud's confidence in us must have reassured them. I expected I would be asked to track many things during the course of our journey, but Valgamande was not among them. Amidst the chaos of the Skyruin's awakening, I'd forgotten we still have the Feat of Ice to complete. While we were contending with that screeching menace, I expect Bakul Jajar was off to the next feats. I see Master Alphinaud hath made good use of the time to further tend the wounded. What is the Feat of Ice? I was assuming the Feat of Ice would be something to do with... would be something to do with Valgamande. Before we do anything, we should talk to Gurfala. Gurfala.
To the temple, then.
That won't be necessary, heroes of the hour.
Oh, he's come to us.
Valgamande is no more. Yours is a victory worthy of song.
Didn't want to interrupt him, but random side thought. The steps are not made for creatures of his size, or in fact the smaller Urqopacha.
We had plans for a second feat to be conducted here in town, but the recklessness of your fellow claimant.
Ah, they were going to do something with the ice.
Pointless.
A second feat?
Oh, the Feat of Ice, yeah.
The Feat of Ice. You are to fortify Valgamanda's prison. How shall we proceed? High Luminary.
Well, I assume we just get the tokens, because, you know, he's dead.
Or would we test Zormor? They have defeated the Skyruin and saved the gods know how many lives. If they are not worthy heirs to Kulul Jaja, then no one is.
So Bakul Jaja is not going to get a token for that.
Now that our last claimant has arrived, we can proceed with the formalities. For the skill and bravery the three of you have shown,
We're not even halfway through the expansion yet.
a second keystone.
Boom.
That makes 5. Only 2 left to collect.
Still got to find the city, which I'm assuming is going to be on the northern continent.
Except that one of those 5 is in Bakul Jaja's thieving hands. He will answer for that. And for losing Valigarmanda.
Oh, yes, he will.
You have brought lasting tranquility to our home and earned the gratitude of every...
He is so large.
May glory and prosperity continue to bless Tuliolol as we enter this new age.
He just buggers off.
Was never much of a talker, our brother.
No.
If
He's
you're
got
up for
surreal
it,
jaw for
I
that.
should visit the capital. I'd like everyone to get to know you and your people better.
Ha! I'll consider it if it's one of you two who claims the throne.
Then you need only await a missive from Sunperch. I'll be sending out invitations.
Ah, yes, you.
Today is a day for unusual visitors.
He looks like he's got the little fireman's helmet on.
You Urqopacha, was it not? I doubted you could slay Valigarmanda, but the quiet skies proclaim your triumph. Had the betrayal been suffered to roam free, it would have terrorized us all. Once again, we find ourselves in your debt.
You owe us nothing. We fought because we wanted to.
Yet a debt has been incurred. All the same, it will haunt me if I do not repay it.
I wouldn't even know what to ask for.
Perhaps he can tell us about the dreams of the Golden City.
Kryle's got a one-track mind.
Oh, good idea. That was on my list of questions I wanted to ask.
The Golden Dreams. Yes, we have records of our forebears and their visions from the time before the Shaktural expedition.
What did your forebears see?
heavenly land, suffused with a golden glow. Its people lived as gods, never aging, never dying, free from hardship.
Did they had visions of before the Sundering?
Every building was a palace, and in their midst,
Never mind.
a silent goddess, a statue so tall, even my kin would need lift their gaze to behold.
Silent goddess.
Visage.
See, it can't be Heidelin.
A statue of a goddess. That's new.
Yeah.
Aye, and compared to the abstract imagery we'd previously heard, this was a detailed description.
Yeah.
The dreamers were consumed by their visions, compelled to seek out the paradise they'd been shown. They journeyed to Shak-Tural, where they died in droves.
I assume this is all leading us to Solution 9. Solution? That's not how you pronounce that. Solution 9. You know, the city of progress.
Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return. The tales Worqor shared may have been rooted in historical fact.
Perhaps. Who can know the truth of it? Once our ancestors left the forest, there were no more dreams. No dreamers.
Interesting. So they were localized in terms of where they were when they had the dreams.
The forest? What do you mean?
From the very first, the visions were set to visit only those who worked the quarries in Yaktel. But after they were ravaged by disease,
Interesting.
saw fewer newborns, they were forced to abandon that territory.
So we need to go to Yaktel.
Once our people's withdrawal to Urqopacha was complete, we never again dreamed of the Golden City.
So something in the mines?
So only Yorkwi in that one specific area experienced the visions. Fascinating.
Well, we're headed to Yaktel next. Maybe we'll find out more when we get there. Thank you for sharing your stories with us.
I do not require gratitude. I merely repaid a debt. Farewell, Wook Lamat. I do not think our paths will cross again.
So shiny eyes. A begrudging respect. Right. I guess then that this will wrap out the end of that act. I don't think Vorpalo and his brethren will have a sudden change of heart about Tuliolal. But that doesn't mean they'll never change at all. Today is proof of that. No achievement, so we're not done with this this section of the story just yet. We do, however, have a couple of thingy quests that we can go and do. And a promise of peace. So in terms of ether currents in this area, yeah, we've got 2 side quests that we can go and do. So I'm going to go and do those now. And then we will come back and continue. It'll be a quick cut, one thinks. Oop. I failed to press the button then. Well done, me. As we must, let us raise into the air. We can actually go along the top. Down through the hole. I can't fly down through the hole. Very different. Oh, geez, there's big old claws over there. Yeah, all the mountainsides are scorched by the battle. I assume with Valagamandah gone, those will eventually die out? One would think. Anyway, let us continue back to Tural. Oh, I've turned the... I was going to say, why can I not see the icons? The Promise of Peace. I think it's time we return to Tuliala. After scaling Tural's tallest mountain and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to make before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. The respite will be most welcome. I believe I hear the frog cabins calling our names. This is the end of the act. Off we go then. Speak with Erenville. I won't say no to clean sheets and a soft pillow. There's still 2 feats left to go. We want to face them refreshed and ready for action. No sooner did we set foot in Tuliala than I felt the weight of recent events set in all at once. I am definitely due for a long nap. I'll take the opportunity to think on some things. Rest well, everyone. We can read back here later on. Nod. I have a small errand to run in the city, so I'll leave you to recover. Will you be heading to the palace, Worqopacha? Worqopacha, did you hear me? Lost in our own little world, it seems. Well, no matter. I'll be back soon enough. An attendant is standing by to unlock her cabin. Enjoy your stay. Best way I know. Uncouth customers. Oh, that's the role quests. Quest. Unlock quest. Quest. Hello, cabin attendants. Welcome back, Mistress Blackthorn. Your cabin is just as you left it, minus a light layer of dust. Good. Interrupted already. Who's it going to be? Oh, hello.
You have a moment?
Sure.
There's something I wanted to talk to you about.
Uh-huh.
So, it's just to stop stuffy in here, that's what. We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air. That's what we need.
Mm-hmm. Sure. That's what we need. This has got some Legend of Zelda vibes to it, this music. Sorry to drag you away from your nice, comfortable cabin, but I can feel the walls closing in. Why no? I'll take you to one of my favourite places in Tuliolol. That should help me get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make our own way up from there. Okay. No rest for the wicked, I guess. I'm glad that the city at night hasn't lost any of its colour. Because I was worried about that with the lighting engine update. I've always liked Eorzea at night and how the lights work there, but they've kept that flavour, which is good. It is different, but Peshua, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? It's much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. When I see your smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Oh, there's plenty more who believe in your cause. I could recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshua. And thank you, Third Promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. I really need to learn how to do other old person voices. All those smiling faces. Hi. Sorry, Demajen, I'm getting distracted. It's just that with the progress we've made in the contest, even these everyday encounters feel that much more special. Do you think we can take our time and maybe wander around a little first? And we can head to that spot I was thinking of. He's putting something off, and I'm intrigued as to what. Ooh. That's pretty. You can notice the upgrade, graphics-wise, in polygon count on things. There's more polygons. Not necessarily huge amounts more.
This is much better.
Aww.
I used to come here all the time when I was little. I'd look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small.
So what are you worried about? Feelings of inadequacy?
Do you remember what I said at the top of Worqor Zormor?
Let's say yes.
That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural?
That, yes.
Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far.
The festival. New horizons. Making people happy. Helping people in need. Peace isn't just the absence of war, it's allowing everybody to prosper in the absence of war.
I realized nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
Yeah. You wish for a world like in the Urqopacha's dream.
With eternal life and no struggle or conflict, it's certainly an ideal worth striving for.
Yeah, trouble is, we've seen how that ends.
Who knows if we could make such a world a reality? But renouncing war and conquest seems like a good place to start. So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness.
Yes, I figured as much.
It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be.
You're gonna need some martial training though.
How much I've changed since the contest began.
Yeah, you've probably leveled up a couple of times.
I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies.
That is true.
If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much, and in so short a time.
Here. Feel. Think.
There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened.
I like that they keep on dripping that though.
Are you still willing to walk this path with me?
I'm having a great time. God. End of Act 2.
Thank the gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
I suspect, I don't know this for a certain, but I suspect there will be people that bemoan the fact that we are not doing a lot. Because we're not. We're along for the ride so far. I really need to stop sleeping in my armour. Those shoulder pads are very uncomfortable. Waking up refreshed. Ugh, I wish I could get up in bed so easily. Peaceful Demajen. Ready to face the day in the middle of the night. Fully rested. But yes, the idea that we are not so much bystanders in the story, but yeah, we're tagging along. You know, this isn't our story. This is not the Warrior of Light story. It's not Azam's story. It's Worqopacha's story, and we are there to support her. And for some people, that's not going to be what they want. I think. You know, just like the 6.x stuff was essentially Zero and Golbez's story. this is Worqopacha's story. You could, of course, argue that until probably Shadowbringers, you know, Heavensward was essentially Azel's story and Astinian's story. Stormblood was Xenos' story, kind of, and Hien's story and Yugiri's story. But I think maybe this is more sided to the NPCs. Again, until they give us a voice and choices. You look to be in good spirits. I assume your leisure time was well spent. I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will soon be back to the road for us. Peaceful intentions. Enhanced Rampart. What does Enhanced Rampart do for us? Oh, and Melee Mastery. Enhanced Rampart adds an additional effect to Rampart that increases HP recovery via healing. Oh, okay. By healing actions on self. As in, just when we're using Soul Eater. Also, we get a load of potency increases. So, that's good. Are we up to the 64 quests? We are up to the 64 quests. So, the current state of affairs is as follows. We have Dark Knight at 94. We have Reaper at 95. I shall continue with Dark Knight with the MSQ until we get to the 95 stuff, and then... No. Did I say that wrong? I shall continue with Dark Knights for the 94 stuff. Did I say Reaper? I don't know. Rain. Yes, but we shall continue onwards until we catch up. We are running out of the old rested XP. But that's fine. Got no issues with that. Weirdly enough, our Dark Knight does actually have a much better item level than... Yeah, so I might go and do a dungeon or two, I think, before I continue onwards with the next stage. I'm going to keep on grabbing the coffer stuff for the Dark Knight. I don't know why, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but it's mostly due to the fact that Dark Knight kills stuff slower, essentially. So they get slightly better gear than the Reaper. Doesn't really make a huge amount of difference, if I'm honest. But yeah, Act 2 of the story complete. I have very much enjoyed what we've got so far. So Act 1 was 90 to 91. Act 2 is 92... Well, 91 to 93, isn't it, realistically? And then Act 3 will be 93 probably to 94? And 94? Oh, I don't know. I'm assuming that the continent shift will be about halfway through the story. So when we're at 95-ish, yeah, here we go. So, oops. Yeah, so we've got Yaktel as our next zone, and then no, I don't want the Northern Empty. I want... Yeah, so this is going to be the northern continent across the bridge. So we've got Solution 9 and stuff to come, and Heritage Found, and all of that kind of jazz. Just sit and chill and listen to the music for a bit, if I'm honest. Yeah. Yes. Good stuff so far. Hopefully you will join me for the next stage of the questing. Hopefully you're enjoying my playthrough. I am. But hopefully you are enjoying it and my silly face. But until next time, thank you for watching. Stay safe. Stay fabulous. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.